Hi, everybody. So I want to thank you guys for all your responses to my way too many questions in the daily attendance form today. Um, they were really helpful, and I think I discovered a couple things. I, I found out really that there are some people who are not familiar with some parts of the Google Classroom, and I also got a couple ideas for how to make like a few people's questions or people's questions be useful to other students, and also how to kind of redesign the Google Classroom a little bit to make it easier for you guys to navigate. So I did this video so I can show everyone my new ideas so that hopefully we're all on the same page with how to use the Google Classroom and what's available on it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and the first page we're going to go to is not my classroom. It's Mr. Venegas' classroom, but I have myself as a student in there so I can see what a student sees. And so I want to show you some stuff on there. So I'm going to go over there, and here we go. Okay, so here's his classroom. And on my, when you log into Google Classroom, it always, when you go to the class, it always drops you onto the stream page. So if you see up here, there's 3 tabs, right? So it always drops you into the stream page. On my stream page, I try and keep the attendance thing at the top so that it's easy for you guys to grab. And then obviously there's like this handy thing of the upcoming due dates, which is always nice. But I realized that there may be some people who actually like only come to the stream and only do the things that are in this little upcoming due dates thing without kind of seeing everything else that's in the classroom. Because some people were saying like, oh, I didn't even know there were notes and videos, and like how is that possible? And then I was thinking, okay, so if you only go to the stream in your Google Classroom, then you're missing like 95% of your Google Classroom stuff, and it might seem confusing. So so on this page, it's handy because there's all, people can post stuff and you can read it, and it's very like interactive, and you can write comments on everything and all that kind of stuff. So that's really, it's a nice place to share like info that doesn't need to be returned to over and over again. And like I said on mine, I try to keep my daily attendance at the top. So if you are looking for like the newest announcement, you might have to go below the daily. You might need to scroll down a little bit and go below the daily attendance in order to see it. So so I wanted to show you another handy thing here. So if you click this view all link, then it will take you to your grade book that shows all of the assignments and your grades on them. Now, since I'm not actually like acting like a student in Mr. Venegas' class, like everything is missing for me. I haven't done any of this work. But if I was a student, then there would be grades here, and the missing ones I could make sure that I caught up on and all that kind of stuff. So this is all the assignments that have been posted. They're pretty much similar to mine, and I could go through and make sure that I'm all up to date on everything for the class. So let me go back over here. All right, so that's a handy thing to use. I really want everyone to be very familiar with the classwork tab. The classwork tab brings you to the classroom, okay? And so I want to show you this little link right here, up here. So again, if I want to go to my grade book where all my things are recorded, that's another way to get to it, right? So I can get to that from here. I can get to that from here. And then this classwork page has everything that's available for your class, okay? And at this point, I'm going to switch over now to my classroom. And I'm going to go ahead and go into my physiology class because I already rearranged stuff in there the way I want it. So in my classrooms, in the stream, the schedule is in the picture on the header here. Of course, on your screen as a student, you don't have all of this random stuff here, but so you can see the schedule here. Also, the due dates are listed here. Again, you can access that. For me, it brings me somewhere different. And then if you go to the classwork tab, at the very top of the classwork tab, you'll find, oh, some things that randomly, oh, this, oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know where these came from. That's really strange. Let me get rid of these because they're not normally there. And I think I know what happened, but that's weird. Okay, so at the very top, you should see 2 or 3 files. There's always 2 or 3 files. One of them is a link to the daily attendance. The other one is the walkthrough of the week. So the video that I made to help you understand what you're kind of in charge of doing that week, and any little tips that I had to offer. And then in biology, I have posted the recommended schedule as well. Okay, so so in biology, you'll also see the recommended schedule up here, and so the schedule is available in 2 places in bio. In physiology, we have the same schedule every week, so I don't really do that in that class. So what I've changed today is that I reorganized the topics, and what I'm going to do is I'm always going to put the topic that we're working on right now is going to be at the top of the page, right under these like sort of essential things at the top, right? So you'll have daily attendance, recommended schedule, the weekly walkthrough will be right at the top, and then right under that will be the topic that we're working on now. That way you don't have to scroll through like everything else we're doing, right? So we'll have the topic that we're working on now, and then we'll have your final project. In physiology, it's the mind-body project. In bio, it's the magazine project, right? So the topic we're working on now will be on top. Then all the stuff about the final project will be under that. And then if you go down, you'll find all the previous topics, and I'll put them in backwards order. So going from the topic that we started out with, right, which in physio was homeostasis, all the way to our current topic at the top. So it's like in reverse chronological order. And then if you go all the way down, you're gonna find the all this little administrative stuff from the very beginning of the very first week, you know, the syllabus and all that kind of thing. And then at the very bottom, you'll find all of the previous schedules and walkthroughs and posts that were at the top, right? So anything, if you were like, oh, I want to see what she said about that week, or I want to look at the schedule from, you know, a couple weeks ago, or whatever you want to do, they're all posted down here in the previous section. Okay, so that's how I'm going to have the classwork section arranged. And then the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So we were, you know, yesterday we were talking about not Googling stuff and making sure you're asking questions. And I really don't want that to become like making life more stressful than it already is. I'm trying to make things less stressful for you guys. And what I heard from people is like, oh, like I didn't even know there was notes that went with those questions. I know in the instructions I was like, use the notes and videos to answer this question. So if you didn't know where to find those, then that's a little freaky. So for every section, for every topic, there's always a link to notes and sometimes videos. Not always, but often there's also videos, right? So material to help you understand that stuff. So my idea is that in order that everyone can benefit from each other's questions, I think it would be really cool if you have a question about, especially about the study questions, then you could actually post it here in the stream, and then I can answer you on the stream. And then everybody will benefit from that question and answer. So it's like, oh, I really can't find number 11. Okay, well, look on page such and such of the notes. Then everybody will get that little tip, that little hint. And so we can have sort of a shared, you know, collection of hints and tips and explanations, and that way it'll be accessible to everyone. And then if you have a question, you can go to the stream first, and if it hasn't been asked, then you can go ahead and ask that question on the stream. Now obviously if it's like a personal thing about your assignment, like, oh, I turned this in late, like is it okay if I do this, or whatever, that kind of question, you can still put in private comments. And then if you don't put it in the stream, at least put it in the class comments on the assignment, right? So if you put it in class comments on the assignment, then everyone will be able to see the questions that were asked and answered about that assignment, and it'll be really helpful. And then also, like if you post a question in the stream or in the class comments and other people see it and they know the answer, they might get back to you faster than I can, right? So I know I've been pretty fast lately, but you know, sometimes I actually have other stuff to do besides this. So it might be that like you guys can help each other and I can help you and we'll all kind of be helping each other. So posting questions on the stream is great, especially study. Anything about the study questions, I would say on the stream. Anything about other assignments, let's put in the class comments for that assignment, unless it's like a personal question. Making sure that you know how to navigate all these parts using the schedule that's posted up here, and definitely reaching out to me when you have questions or when you're struggling with something. Okay, thanks for listening. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the hard work you're putting in, and we're gonna try and make this better and better and easier as we go forward. Oh, Zoom meetings today. I really want to see you guys. I'll put the links up in the stream, like probably early in the morning tomorrow. So make sure that you know when your meeting is, and I would really, really like to see you. All right, have a good one. Bye.